Hello, Darren Lyle here again. This week I'm just trying to add one more shot to the hero and son animation. If you haven't seen the animation, or at least the first part of it, check the links below. So what I want to do now, let me go over to Premiere here. So the last shot here is of this guy pulling a gun and getting a knife in the hand, right? So where's the knife coming from? We need to have a quick shot of the kid having thrown the knife and maybe him running around the corner to join the fight. So we need a quick shot of where the knife came from. So what I want to do is take a shot out of here. So I've kind of acted this out of him throwing it, right? He's behind the crates and he throws the knife and then he's off around to join the fight. But I need, it's probably going to be like, right here. We'll cut to him right about here after he's thrown it. And then he recovers and goes around. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in this whole thing, I think. I guess I don't need the whole thing. I could shrink it down just a little bit more like that. And then to there. Let me see. Yeah, I'll probably bring it into there. So that's the mocap action I'd like to start with, or I'd like to bring in. So let's export this out. Where am I going to put this? Scene 1, yeah, that's good. That'll work. Okay. I think I'm going to try and be a little bit more descriptive in my titles of these things. So, because I'm beginning to get a little bit confused sometimes as to what I'm doing. So I still haven't really come up with a good naming convention here. What is this? Shot 16. Okay. So I'm still kind of struggling with that. But this is just scene 1. I've got plenty of time to work that out, I guess. Let's export this here. Okay, so that's been exported there. Let's go back, and I've got the scene of the kid here ready to go, or at least the rigged character. Let's bring this in. I'm going to bring in the mocap. And here we go. Oh, where did I put it? How about in mocap, maybe? Let's try that. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Let me adjust the scale here. I think that's good. Let's do that there. All right. We've got this in there now. I'm just going to play it and see. Yep. Okay, there it is. Now I need to scale this. Let's do that real quick. Make sure it's the proper size. Let's do that. Okay, got that there. Now let's try and remap it. Remap the motion capture to the rig here. And get rid of the old stuff. Select that. Yep. Select that. Yep. Let's build the bones list. There we go. And then I've got a mapping preset that I can bring in. So everything matches. Well, where did it go? Rig mapping profiles. There we go. Bring that in. And, oh, I need to import. There it is. Okay, so I got that. Now I need to retarget. Let's see how long the retarget is. 126. Well, that's not bad at all. Pretty short. That's good. So let's retarget it. And we wait. And it shouldn't be too long. Oh, that's good coffee. All right. So I think that's pretty good there. Yep. Okay. Let's do the adjusting now. I will begin with the feet. Let's get these on the ground plane first. Let me move this forward some. So that's the throw. Okay, I think I'll work on it here. Oops. Let's do this. Let me work on the right foot first. Oh, no, that's the left foot. I'll work on the left foot first. Let's bring it up some. 1, 2, 3. Not bad. Do the same with the other one. 3. Okay. Let me hide that mocap rig and let's start bringing this down because this is pretty high up. It really needs to be brought down some. And 1, 2. There we go. That's a little bit better. Is that okay? Does he ever overextend that leg? Well, right there. Look at that. That just looks like it's a little bit overextended. Let's see if we can help that. Yeah, okay. What about... Yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't see any... Let me go back to the beginning here and just scrub through it and see if I see any hyperextension on the knees here. Throws. Right there's the only... Yeah, and that looks pretty good. Okay, that's good. Let's do that. Now, everything else. What about the shoulders and stuff? I'm going to need to redo the hand, or at least animate the fingers a bit there. But what do I think of that pose? I mean, it isn't bad because it's going to go by pretty quick. Let me just see real quick here. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty quick. And it hopefully gives the sense that he's just thrown that. Yeah. Yeah, I can live with that, I think. Okay. Now the hand. Do I need to animate? I think I'm going to wait to do the hand until we get it into the main scene. You know? Is there any other pulling or anything else that I should worry about? Skin coming through, stretching or anything like that? I am going to need to delete one of these knives out of here because he's just thrown it, so I'll need to do that. All right, well, let's go ahead and take it in and see how it works. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Let's go back to object mode here. Let's grab all of that. Go into here. And let's paste that into here. Oh, I didn't. Let me undo that. Control Z. Okay. Let me create a new. I'm going to get rid of this one here. I don't need this one. Delete hierarchy. And let's create a new one in here. We'll call it Nathan, because that is his name. And we will paste it right into that. There we go. That helps. Let me clean up all of these objects in here. And we will hide these away. All right. There we go. Okay, now we've got them in here. Let's hide those away. Now let's bring them into place here. Oh, let me... Right, okay. So now let's bring him... I'd like to put him right behind these crates here. That's, you know... Right in here, you can see him up here. I'm going to need to turn him. Let's see which way he's pointing. Okay. So I need to point him like that. So he's gonna... That's not quite right. Yep. Okay, let's move him back some. So theoretically, he's going to be in here. He's just thrown that, and then he's got to run around these guys. I think I will bring him forward just a little bit like this. There we go. Now, let's figure out that camera. Feel like... Yeah, I feel like I don't need to see that much of him, quite honestly. So let me move the camera around a bit. Do it here. I've got a 35mm lens on it right now. Let me do this. Okay. Trying to figure out. Well, I feel like maybe that camera. Let me take it back to a 50mm. All right, so there's that. Now let me grab this guy. And let's try and move him around a bit. So it's just a matter of trying to get everything in place. You know, this is what people do on a film set, right? They got to get the camera in place. They got to get all the characters, the actors, the lighting, everything in place. So that's what we're doing here. We're just doing it all in Blender, which is cool. Let me turn this. I'll do this. RZ. I want to turn this and then bring it back in a little bit like that. Okay, let's go back to the camera. Kind of want it down like that, or not sure. I kind of want it like this. Like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. Looking down the thing like that, and then if we grabbed him and moved him a bit, RZ, let me rotate him and bring him back. That's interesting. I'm not sure yet. All right. What can I do with this? I like this, that angle thing that's happening there. It's a little too much. But I do like this kind of compositional line that we've got going there. That's pretty sweet. I like that. Every frame a painting, as they say. If you haven't seen that It's a YouTube channel, I think. Every frame a painting. I don't know if he's doing any more, but there's some wonderful videos about filmmaking and all kinds of aspects of film and cinematography and all kinds of things like that. So I don't like that the hand is in the way of the face. So I may see if I can, maybe I can use the angle like this. Let's see. And bring it up a bit. Okay, now I'm going to go back to a 40 millimeter here. And maybe I can bring that angle. This? It's kind of hard to do, isn't it? Kind of hard to get that framing. But it might be kind of cool. Kind of that angle toward him like that. Let's see. I'm going to go back here. Well, that's kind of cool. Now he goes through the boxes, but from the camera view, you can't really tell that's what he's doing, you know? All right. So far, I kind of like it. Let me move it like this. Let's try that. So he throws. Yeah, that kind of works for me. Okay, so let's make sure that camera stays where we want it to be, right there. I'm going to go ahead and key it, I think. Let's do that. Let's just key location and rotation for the camera, just so hopefully it stays there. Okay. Now, the hand. I had said I wanted to animate that hand a little bit better. Let's do that. So you fling. What does it look like when you fling a knife? Now, what I should have done when I did the mocap for this, I should have put on the gloves. The perception neuron comes with gloves and with finger controls. And putting all those on can be kind of a pain, so I didn't. I just used the one that just has the one node on it. So I didn't get the actions of the fingers. So I think I want that to be up a little bit more. So, okay. I'm going to go to local and rotation. I feel like I need to select all of these if I can. I need to select everything and give these guys a keyframe. And for all of this, let's insert a keyframe there. Okay. Now, what was that? I'm going to put 150 in here. Okay, so I've keyed that. Let's move forward a few frames, and I'm going to take this guy, and let's move that up a bit. So, and let's turn it a bit. And I think I'd like to take this and, oh, you know what I should do? Let me key this real quick. And then I'm going to turn on auto keyframe so I don't have to keep doing that. So let's take this. Yikes, that looks like that hurts. So I'm going to try and do that. And this, let's do. So it just looks a little bit more like he's thrown a knife here. Let's see how that works. How about that? I feel like that thumb should be a little bit more stretched out as well. Oh, look at that. That was bad. Oh, you know, I never keyed this guy right here. Let me grab him. Location, rotation, and scale. I better do scale here. So, let me see. Also, what I should probably do is grab all of those keyframes. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through and select them all again. I should probably create some sort of selection set for this, but that would take time. And that would be smart and efficient. We wouldn't want that. Let me see. There we go. Oh no, undo that. Okay. So I think I've got all of that. I should probably delete everything beyond here before I begin this, you know? Why don't I do that? Then I won't be battling against all of these. Let's do that first. Okay, so now everything should be there. Okay. Now let's go forward. I think I will go ahead and grab some of these and get rid of some of these too. Like this. While I'm here, let's move this back a bit. So like that. Yeah, 70 is good. Now, let's go to 75. And let's start from here. Bring that up. Spin it. Yikes, that's not good. Let's do that. Then let's do that. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's looking a little bit better now. Now, if he does that, he needs to pull his hand down. So right about here, I'll duplicate that, put it there. Now he needs to begin moving his hand back to some sort of normal position, right? So let's see what happens if I press Alt-R for this. Okay. Yeah, okay. And then go back over here. Now I think what I'll do is just take all of these again. All right, so with all of those selected, what I'm going to do is press Alt-R, ho! Alt-S, Alt-G. Well, that didn't really work now, did it? That just made it gross. Oh, I didn't grab this guy here. That's Alt-S. And this guy here, Alt-S. And then I'm surprised the rotations didn't go back to where they were. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, they did. That's good. Now, let's go back and do a little bit individually here. Maybe I'll grab these back here. And let's bring these down just a bit. And then something like this. And this one, like that. And we should probably bring this down like this. Okay, let's see how that works. Okay. Yeah, so he throws, so he has that final stretch after throwing, and then his hand comes down like that as he moves away. Let's see how that works through the camera. Let's see. I'd like to hide this for the moment. Let's see how this works. Now, what happened to my camera? I feel like I'm not in the same place I was. Well, let's see. I'm going to delete this. And we're going to move in again. Something like that. Yeah, so it's like I'd begin it here, I think. Okay. All right, well, let's try this. I will go ahead and key that camera just to make sure we stay where we're supposed to. Okay. Now, let's see about the lighting here. Yep, he doesn't have much light on him at all now, does he? So, what have I got in here that I can use? I like to try and use what I can that's already in here without changing up the light too much. Well, there's that. That's white. What's this here? That's blue. So that may be giving us the blue. Let me grab this and move it over here. That may be giving us some blue in there. Let me, okay, that's a little too much. Let's try that. Okay. We need an orange or white coming from this side. That's a blue. That's a whitish or slightly orangish white. Let's try this. I'm going to bring this over here. And I'm going to grab this and move it over. Okay. That's getting there, but it's illuminating all of that back there. I don't like that. So let's change it to a spot. There we go. That helps. Let's bring it. Let me go to global and let's bring it this way. Point it back at him. Okay. Maybe a little bit more in front, I think. Let's try that. Not exactly what I was hoping for. Let's try this. Well, I feel like that's a little too high, but let's see what it, oh yeah, that's a little bit too much of a spotlight there. Okay, that's not gonna work. Looks like he's on stage there. So let's move this back to here. Grab this and bring it up. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. So I've got it on his head, but not on his hand. Does that make a difference? Yeah, it's hard to see the hand. This hand back here is lit, but that one isn't. So maybe what I can do is actually just duplicate this and have a small light over his hand. because I'd like that lit up. I don't like this too. I'm getting picky here, aren't I? Aren't I getting picky? All right, so what I'm going to do is just have a light right over his hand, shining down on that, like this. So maybe not quite so hot. There we go. I don't want it to hit that crate. So I'm going to reduce that just a bit. That. All right, so something like this, although he's still in the shadows there, okay. And you may say, Darren, you are getting way too picky on this. And you know what? You're right. I am. But that's how I roll. Okay, now let's see how we're looking through here. There we go. Okay. So I think, yeah, and the hand stays in. Yeah, so we've got the hand right there. Throws. And as he comes down here, he's going to move out of that light, but I don't think that's a problem. And go back into the shadows around there. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay, I kind of like it. I'll need to render it out to see exactly, but I kind of like it. The only other thing I might do is increase that blue here. Let's see, it's at 200. Let's take it up to 300, see what happens. 250. Let's go back to 200. Yeah, kind of like that. Now, I could change this to a spot. Ooh. And that darkens up that area. But now do I need a little bit of light? I've been trying to keep those boxes from being too bright. But if I go back, let me see. If I go back, where is that shot? Here. So the boxes have a little bit of brightness on them. So I should probably try and match that a little bit, which means, and I like the amount of darkness here. So I'm trying to match that amount of darkness back there, but I probably need just something shining on the boxes just so I can control how much is there. Why don't I just move the cursor here? I'll create a light, an area, and I just want to bring this out, turn it a bit. Yeah, you can see it's beginning to already light up that area there. So I just want just a little bit. There we go. RZ. I'm going to shrink this down some and bring it up out of here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's only at 10. That's good. And let me bring it up to 20 here. That's a little too much. About like that. Kind of like that. All right. Well, that was a whole lot of work for a very short shot. Let's see how it works here. I feel like now that I've done this, I feel like I want to lift this up a little bit higher. See if yeah, there we go. Get some light on these so it looks a little bit more like, where is it? This, right? And now that I've done that, I'd like to bring up that blue from behind. Let's do this. So now let's take this up to 250. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. So that's not bad. Let's give that a try. I'm going to save it. It's going to take a while to save because this is a big scene and my computer needs some help. All right. And I want to render out a frame or two just to see how it looks. So let's render this frame out right here. Once again, it always takes longer for the first one. There we go. It's not bad. Kind of wish his head was a little bit up, but it may not be too bad. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and render this out probably from 60 to 100, right? Because he's already, well, let's go 110, like that. So I'm going to render this out from here to here. And we're going to see how it's going to work. Let me change my path. I'm just going to put it in my temp folder. Oh, let's get rid of these. Okay. This is number 16. Let's do that. Let's change it to PNG, of course. Let's get an image sequence first before we do anything else. And then let's press Control F12 and see how it goes. I'm just curious how long this is going to take. Oh, it's under 4 seconds as it is right now. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't set the depth of field. Let me do that. I did not set the depth of field. Let's grab that. Camera. Depth of field. I want on those goggles right there. And I've got it at 5.6. I want to take it way down to 1.8. So we get a little bit of blur here in the foreground and in the background. Okay, so now let's save and let's start the process again. All right, here we go. Control F12. Let's see how long it takes. Okay, the render's done. Let's see if we can bring it in here as an image sequence and just take a look before we render it out to a video file. Let me go in here, select them all. Let's see if we can get this to play at a reasonable speed. Let it cache. Yeah, so it's going to begin right about there. There. All right. Nice. Let's give it a try. So I'm going to take it back out as an, not an audio, a video file. Let's do this. And let's put it in the appropriate folder here. Is this it? And let's render this out as well. Should go a little quicker now. And away he goes. All right. Now let's bring it into the edit here and see what we can do with it. Let's get that out of there. Okay. Now, let's see about this. See if I can get this to work. So he does that. So right about here, I feel like is where we need to cut to it. So, boom, boom. Let's see if this... Hey, look at that. Okay, stands up. A moment, a gun, a knife, and now you know who threw it. And we'll cut out right there. Cool. All right, well, we got yet another shot. And this first scene is really heavy with a lot of quick shots. So this first scene is probably going to take a while, but we'll keep plugging away at it. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. Hope to see you again, and take care.